feel like.
Alright, I'll call you Eric, dude. Like we're on a personal level or some shit. Alright, are you guys good to go now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright then. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not your regularly scheduled Beyond the Rift, but we're making up for last week because last week, little whoopsies on my part. So this week, Beyond the Rift episode number 38 is now today on Monday, starring Cutie Pie, the Lord and Savior of League of Legends. Joining me on my left, right, whatever direction, Scar, give him a quick little intro.
Hello, I'm Scar. I'm the normal co-host. I was on a team with Cutie. I've streamed. I've done YouTube content. I'm all over the place. I just moved in today, so I don't know how the quality of my side is going to be. It's a lot brighter than usual as well. I'll be back to my normal setup or a new setup this Thursday. But yeah, in the meantime, I have a temporary one set up here.
Yeah, you're looking great on that setup, Scar. Don't change a damn thing. And joining us, our special guest, Eric. Thank you for rescheduling.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Give him a quick little introduction on you.
My name's Eric Licorice. Richie. I just played my first split of Challenger on eUnited. We finished first in the regular season, and then we played relegations and lost every match. So
you don't kind
that's
of
about it.
That last part. It's kind of rough, but all right. Let's go into it. But before we begin, I want to give a shout out to Discord, an amazing voice chat program that we host our live question and answers there. You go to the link down below, you click on it, you download the program, go to question and answer. We'll answer any question that you got, chat, as long as it's a good one. And let me tell you guys always come up with the best questions. So feel free to shoot them over there. Shout outs to Bloody, amazing peripheral sponsor. I wouldn't be the player that I am today without them. I think we can all agree with that, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. All right, then let's get it underway. Then let's start off with the topic. What do people want to know? How is playing in the North American Challenger scene?
It was pretty fun. We had a couple internet issues, so we actually played most of our matches after the first week at the studio. So that probably made it feel better for me because it's a lot better to actually go somewhere and play than to just be playing in your house, because then it's not that different from solo queue or scrims. It feels kind of the same. Yeah. But I think it was fun.
Have you? This isn't your first season of Challenger, right?
Yeah, this is my first competitive team that I've been on. I was a sub for Cloud9 Challenger last season, last season, but I never got any playtime. So.
Oh really? Wow! I thought you played last season. I don't know why I thought that. What the hell? How long have you been playing for? You've been around forever, right?
I started in season 3, and then I played for a bit, and then I quit for all of season 4 and most of 5, and then I came back and started playing again. So
holy shit!
I'm kind of an old player, but kind of new as well.
You got picked up on a team that fast after you came back?
Yeah. I used to play on a MacBook actually. So then when I came back, I had a real computer. So
you played on a
MacBook?
What the fuck? Wait, how'd you play on a MacBook?
It's what I had.
Jesus.
That's yeah.
That sounds just absolutely horrible. What the hell? Sky, you got a question for my boy?
Oh no, I was just curious where his history came from. I remember when he started playing recently again, I was like, this guy's gonna be pretty good. So I remember playing top lane at the time. I was just playing a bunch of top lane for no reason. And of all the people I played against, I somehow played against you a lot. I was like, wow, he understands how to lane, which is something that I was not very impressed by some of the other top laners. So I was curious if you would ever go Challenger, and you finally did. I mean, you guys did pretty well for the most part. Obviously if you guys did amazing, I'd be talking to you congratulations, but maybe just. It was their first play. You did pretty well.
But
it wasn't bad.
You weren't impressed by my boy Fallen Bandit or Chris Scara?
I mean, I've known those for a while, right? I think Chris especially, dude, I've known this. Chris has been around for ever. He's never stopped playing top lane.
Yeah.
And Fallen Bandit the same thing, dude. This guy, he was like, what, top 10 all at, like, multiple seasons in a row. Licorice was kind of like, I thought more new compared to those people, but maybe not as new as I thought, based on what you just said on your history.
Wait, is there any challenger scene top laners that you thought were pretty good aside from yourself?
Like new ones, or are you talking like people that played, or just like solo queue players, or
just top laners in general? Because I mean, I know when I play solo queue, it's just the same. Like the only top laners that I think it's like solo Fallen Bandit. I don't even know who else plays top in solo queue. So, yeah.
Yeah, you'd definitely say solo's good. Fallen Bandit's been working pretty hard on CLGB, I think. And then, like everyone in Challenger was actually pretty decent this split. I don't think there was like a super weak top laner in there. But like as far as solo queue goes, like probably be looking for like Fallen Bandit and maybe Max Turbo as the next like up and coming people. So.
Oh, DZG Max Trovo.
Yeah, that's my boy, dude. Are you gonna be playing a challenger scene next split?
Yeah, that's the plan for right now. I mean, things can change, but as of right now, I'm just gonna play challenge again.
So your goal is to go pro, or you just seeing what happens?
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm trying to make it into the LCS, but
all right,
we'll see what happens.
Fair enough. Let's go to the next topic. Top lane meta went from full tank to Rumble, Renekton, and now Fizz. How's the top lane meta at the moment?
It's, I don't know. I feel like you can kind of just play everything. At the start of the split, or I guess in like solo queue, I was always more of a carry player. Like I played a lot of Fiora, a lot of Renekton, a lot of Jace. And then when I joined eUnited, like they needed a tank player, so I just got put on tanks for most of the season. But now, like, at the end, it kind of shifted back to, like, it's not, like, full-on carries, but, like, Rumble, it's, like, you're not a tank, but you're, like, kind of a front line. So it's, like, you can kind of just play everything now. I like it.
Is there anything you prefer? Do you prefer playing tanks, prefer playing carries?
I mean, my Maokai is pretty insane, but,
Oh, words I never thought to hear.
it's not quite the funnest champion to play, so I prefer the carries, but I can play either fine, I think.
Alright, fair enough. I mean, for me, I like playing tanks. Maybe it's because I don't play that shit competitive, because I know if I played it competitive, I'd want to just kill myself. Like, I don't know. I can only imagine how fun it is, like, when you Poppy and, like, Maokai every fucking game. Like, yeah, maybe it's not that fun, but I kind of enjoy playing tanks, so. You think the top lane meta, though, is pretty good? Because it does seem like you can kind of get away with playing everything. Like, everything kind of just seems situational.
Yeah, I think it's in a pretty good place right now. Like, there's definitely a couple champions that are, like, really strong. So, like, I think Rumble is still really strong. Fizz is, like, really strong, in my opinion. And I guess Nautilus is up there, too. But at the same time, you can kind of just play whatever, and you can get away with it, so...
Alright, fair enough. Sky, you got anything on this?
I don't know. The top lane meta is always so weird. I think that just in general, the health-wise of the game has gotten a lot better throughout the season for almost every role. Mid lane, AD carry, legit, every role has gotten like more open in terms of what you can play. Maybe with the exception of the jungle, but I even think like mid, top right now, like everything's pretty good, and I like that. I think that's really cool. Minus like, whenever I play top lane, I just don't like playing against Rumble. I think the champion is like, it's just me need to beg for a jungle gank for like the first 9 levels. And if I don't get one, I'm like, okay, I just get pushed to the
Really,
ground.
Rumble's the champion. I fucking can't stand playing against Fizz. That shit is like just the stupid. Like his base damages, it's just like I don't even understand how I'm supposed to beat him because I don't know what the fuck I itemize for. He just kills me either way. So maybe I'm just a monkey, but yeah.
I think the ignite, the Fizz, the damage becomes just like insane. But yeah, I don't know. I think I like it a little bit more because I think it's easier to mess up on Fizz.
Yeah.
It feels that way at least. But like when I play against like, maybe it's because the only Rumbles I play against are people who actually main top lane because it's not like people don't just randomly pick Rumble. They usually pick like tanks or they pick like Renekton. Rumble, you only play Rumble if you're good at him, and then when I play against good Rumbles, I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to enjoy myself for like the next 10 minutes.
Fair enough. Let's go on to the next one. Next topic, as a top challenger team, do you ever consistently scrim with LCS teams?
At the start of the season, we actually had a lot of LCS scrims where I think we might have had a week where we didn't scrim a single challenger team, and we were just like, because like you'd obviously prefer like LCS scrims over challenger scrims, but it's never like, I'd say like the top 5 LCS teams that you're scrimming, it's always the bottom 5. So it's better practice though, for sure.
You think that LCS like the bottom 5 LCS teams are just that much better than the challenger teams, or?
At the start of the split for sure, just because like, I mean obviously like no challenger teams made it in, so you can kind of see that like the LCS teams are a bit better. And also, like, at the end of the split, I think GCU looked the strongest out of all the challenger teams. But at the start, they had, like, a bit of a rocky start, so they weren't even the best scrim partner back then. So I think LCS scrims were way better.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I remember back in the day, me and Scar, we had a scrim against challenger scene teams. I mean, back then, it was interesting scrimming challenger teams. It was very interesting. Like, that was like the dreaded moment is, fuck, man, no one's scrimming. I guess we're scrimming these guys. I don't know how it is now, but yeah.
I mean, did you ever feel like the LCS teams like that much better? At the end, were like the scrims pretty competitive?
I think the scrims are pretty competitive, but at the same time, like, you're going to get a lot of LCS teams, like, trying out new stuff versus a challenger team because, like, if they play standard and they, like, have a bad day and lose, it's, like, really bad for morale. So, like, they're just going to, like, go in, they're going to be like, oh, this scrim set, like, doesn't really matter to us, but we're going to, like, try some new picks or whatever. So that's usually how it goes.
Oh, you just get LCS teams that just fuck around against you guys?
I mean, not always, but if you get one of the better orgs, either like if you're scrimming like TSM, Cloud9, like they're gonna go in there, and either the first game they're gonna like play properly and they're gonna crush you in 20 minutes, or they're just gonna like mess around a little bit. But I don't know.
That's what fucking feels bad, man. Dude, shame on them for wasting their guys' time, man. Fuck those guys, dude. Let's go on to the next one. eUnited was a top challenger team that almost made it to the LCS. How was your experience playing in relegations?
I think that I probably had like apart from winning, of course, I probably had like the best relegations experience, I guess you could say, because like I'm coming in as a rookie and it's my first split in challenger, so no one really expects anything of me. So I'm going into relegations and there's like no pressure on me whatsoever. And like these LCS teams have like insane amounts of pressure because like first coming in from the challenger side's a lot easier. And then second coming in as a rookie makes it a lot easier. So like I just came in like showed up and played where like they are like worried that their career is going to end if they lose, you know?
Yeah, fighting for their lives.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can respect that. I mean, do you feel like the relegations made you into a better player, that kind of like high pressure environment? Because I don't know if you've ever like had to play in something like that before. Did that help mold you into a better player or anything?
Maybe. I think it's just good to get stage experience. Like instead of like, even when we went to the studio before, we were playing in like the back LCS practice rooms and we weren't actually on stage. So like, I think it's just good to get that practice on stage so that you're used to it more.
Alright. I mean, I remember back in my day when I'd have to play like a fucking clutch match or some shit, like MLG, if we played like a fucking match that actually mattered, that kind of shit just, like if I fucked up on there, it just echoed through my head like the entire fucking like week, like, oh my god, I fucked this shit up so bad. I feel like those kinds of moments help you. I still remember one of these. I don't know if Scar, you remember this shit?
Is it the double goal?
No, it's not that shit.
Okay. I remember that one.
Yeah, that one was just like, well, shit, we lost. The one that echoed through my head for like even till now. I don't know if you remember it was. I think it was to go to IPL 4. Do you remember that, Scar, or no?
You have to break down the situation.
I forget what the fuck I was playing, but I think we were playing against CLG, and they had Shen, and we were pretty much at the end of the game. We were going to close it out, but I wanted to, like, because we were, like, just crushing them or some shit. I wanted to, like, style on them like a fucking idiot. So I walk into the Shen, he, like, taunt flashes my ass, kills me, and then they give Baron, and then they just wipe us, and then they win. And then we didn't go to IPL after that shit. That thing right there, that play that happened right there was just like, what a fucking idiot I am. Why the fuck would I try to like make some stupid ass flashy play right there for no reason? Like that kind of shit just like sticks to my head. So, I mean, Sky, you must have something like that too, right?
Oh yeah, no. There's like a bunch of situations where I remember Bjergsen first entered the league, and I played against him, and then like he played LeBlanc,
I remember this, yes.
That was a game where legit, like he like 9-0'd that game. Like it was disgusting. It was just like a nasty game for Bjergsen, because this was when Bjergsen first joined the LCS, his first 9 games, and I think he played every team twice. He had solo killed every mid laner in every single game he played except for High, and they played against High. I think he solo killed them too. So it was like he was just on like his like LCS tear at the first split he came in, and I was one of the victims. And that was a game where I was just like, I'm just gonna bend over Bjergsen, just make it as least painful as possible. And I felt so bad about that game, which is why I think like I remember practicing really hard to play. I think C9 later, like a week or 2 later, and then we had that like ridiculous interview that people still remember, where like he was like he learned how to sodomize the enemy team from Bjergsen. I was just like, I wouldn't use that.
Yeah,
but like,
I'm pretty sure that game you just fucking pounded High with Gragas, right? I remember that shit. Yeah. You just fucking like absolutely obliterated his ass that game. Dude, that's why I like those kinds of high pressure situations. I feel like they just make you into just so much of a better player. And it's like situations like that I wish challenger players got to play in more, because I don't know how it is in the challenger scene, if there's ever like, do you ever feel like pressured or?
The time I felt the most pressure was just like my first match. I was against Tempo Storm, and like I was like really nervous going in, and then we load into the game, and I think I missed like 10 out of the 12 like creeps on the first 2 waves, and then it was like really bad. But then after that, I kind of like settled down. But like I don't think challenger really makes you too nervous. Like it's just like if you're a 5th, 6th team playing against open quals, like that's got to be nerve wracking. And then like relegations is probably like nerve wracking. Or no, actually, it would probably be more like with the setup they have right now, it'd be the match where like first place 4th and second place 3rd, and then the 2 winners of those play in relegations. So that one's like really important too. So I was like pretty nervous going into that, but I think we 3-0'd them, so it went well.
Wait. I have a question. How is it like playing against like the jungle quality in the relegations this year? Because this was probably the year with like the most stacked jungle talent I've ever seen from the LCS side in the relegations. Like legit, like two junglers that I both thought were top 4 in the region were down there and like battling out these avoid relegations.
I mean, I can definitely tell you it didn't feel nice in top lane. I had a couple unfortunate games in that in those series. It's pretty nutty though that those players were down in relegations, and then like TL should have had like, or I don't want to say like should have had, but like they would have had like a like not as good AD carry, but then they have like double lift coming into relegations too, and you're just like looking at the lineup you're playing against, and it's just like it's weird, man.
I mean, do those kind of big names intimidate you at all, or was it just like, man, are you these guys fucking in relegation? You kidding me?
Yeah, we're the second one. You're just like, you don't really want to play against these players in relegations. Like, I think almost every other split, there's been like a 1-18 or like 1-17 team that's like last place, and it's like a clear like relegations team. But this split, there really wasn't that. So It was a little scarier going in.
Yeah, I could definitely see that one. Let's go on to the next one. They just announced an AD support champion duo, which has specific champion interactions. Is there something you'd like to see more? Is this something you'd like to see more of? So, have you seen this champion, Eric?
I looked at it, like, sort of. I don't really know, like, the abilities. I just know the concept, and I saw the, like, spotlight. So, like, I kind of know, but not really.
Alright, Sky, do you know the champion or no?
Yeah, I mean, I read all the champions. I got like a first impressions video out. I made sure I did everything up until playing on the PB, essentially.
Oh, you haven't tried them out yet?
No. It's something where it's like I don't have a PB account, and I'm like honestly just so lazy. I haven't picked one up, and people have offered to give me one. I'm just like, it's okay.
Wow, what the hell? I mean, I've played. I was like worried at first because when I read the champions, they had like. I don't like the idea of like specific champion interaction. I feel like it's a very like heavy-handed way of forcing synergy where something like Kalista Blitzcrank, like they work together because it's like Blitz pulls his target to where Blitz is and Kalista drags Blitz somewhere else. So that's cool synergy, man. I think that kind of stuff's nice. I don't like how they pretty much made it so Rakan can jump farther if he's playing with Xayah, and Xayah can give like an attack speed boost and some shit to Rakan. I don't really like it, but having played it, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I actually think that they're pretty. I think Rakan's gonna be an absolutely disgusting champion.
Not the AD?
No, I think the AD. I don't think that she's bad, but I think that she has potential, but I don't think that I'd ever play her like over Lucian, so yeah. I can see myself playing Rakan over a lot of supports. I can't see myself playing the AD over a lot of ADs, so that's just my opinion on it. You can go.
I was gonna say, like, I completely agree with you. I think it's weird that I think it's cool, like from like a thematic standpoint. These guys are like lovers. They got like you can go back together at the same time. They get coordinated dances, whatever, all this stuff. But like, I don't. When lore like starts affecting the gameplay aspects of the game, I'm like a little bit worried. Like the fact that just by having them in the game, like one ability has a longer range for the gap close or disengage, and the other ability allows you to add your on hit to him as well. Is a little bit crazy for me. I don't like the force synergy either. It did look like it wasn't necessary, which is really good. Like, thank God that's because I don't want them to always be forced together. But I don't know. The entire time I saw these champions, I was just like, wow, this is going to make Riot so much money. Like, I just thought that like they just came out with like a really good theme of like two like something that hasn't happened before, right? This is probably their most hype announcement champion release, double release in a long time. And the themes matched together, and I was just like, oh my God. They did it again, you know? They just printed money left and right.
Yeah, like thematically, I fucking love the champions, and I'm pretty excited for them. The force synergy things, that shit's kind of dumb for me. I'm not too excited about that, but hey, you know what, man? More power to Riot. They can do whatever the fuck they want in their game, so. Also, I don't really like the stupid recall, how you both can recall, because I'm pretty sure that you could do some stupid shit with it. Like, I'm fine. Do you remember back in the day, they used to have, like, Leona, no, was it Leona? I think people with sunglasses took, like, one less damage.
Yeah,
like, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that kind of stuff, it's like, haha, that's kind of cool, dude. But, like, this kind of shit's, like, come on, Riot. What's up with that? That's kind of messed up, so that's my opinion on it. We'll go on to the next one. Junglers are complaining about their role being weaker than before. Is there any truth to these complaints? Dude, I play with so many junglers in solo queue that now they just like laugh like, haha, better jungler wins. Jungle's so good, LOL. They're like just feeding their ass off the entire time, and they're like, dude, jungle's such a good role, LOL. It's like, I don't know how the jungle role is right now, but I know, like, for most junglers, the thing that I see the most, they just get so pissed off when they play against Ivern, and it's just like someone that doesn't even play jungle. He's just playing Ivern, and they just get this shit beaten out of him. Like, the Ivern just always goes apeshit, and it's just like, LOL, jungle's so balanced, man. Haha, good job, man. You're a great Ivern player. Like, I don't think jungle's that bad of a position right now. Like, as a laner, I can say that I love the way jungle is right now. How do you guys feel about it?
Eric, you take this.
Alright, I feel like jungle's pretty good right now. I don't really know why, like I see it a lot on Twitter too, where a lot of junglers are complaining about their role not being too good. But I feel like last season, it was just insanely broken. You could 1v9 every game if you just, like, power farmed your jungle. And then this season, it's a lot different. I think it's a lot more interactive this season, which I definitely like, where you can't just, like, power farm and then come out of the jungle, like, 5 levels ahead of everyone with red smite and just, like, run into a team fight, pentakill, like, end the game. But I think it's still in a good place, and I think it's still one of the better roles for climbing solo queue, like, personally, so.
Yeah, I think jungle's fucking great. Like, people complain about that shit, but it's like, there's so many good junglers too, like Graves, Ivern, like Rengar, all that kind of shit's just, in solo queue, it just goes ape shit. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know how people can complain about the fucking role.
Okay, my opinion on this is actually that, so there's only so much power given to all the roles in the game. So, and usually, like, in an ideal world, every role has 20% power. And that's not true. Like, usually what happens, or like earlier seasons, jungle, I feel like, had like 40% of power in the game. Like, actually, like Eric said, 1v9 champion. When like Graves was first released, or first jungling, like the start of the season, early, end of last season, Tarzan literally got rank 1 with Graves, and he was 1v9 every game power farming, right? Now, due to, I think, the new AD carry buffs, especially the new Bork buffs, AD has a lot of power early. And where they took the power from is the jungle. Because the jungle, it's hard to clear a jungle now because they just beat you up. Like, unless you're Graves, or you just, like, lose so much health beating jungle, it's actually, like, a hard thing. And so, I think right now, it's really difficult because since the AD took the power from the jungle, and the jungle is so used to being, like, super OP, broken roll, that's why they're complaining. I especially noticed it, like, off the Bork buff change, because it used to be the junglers could just farm, Lisa hits 6, they die bot lane full health, kicks the AD into the wall, and then the AD dies for full health into the tower. Now it's the Lisa goes bot lane. If the bot lane is Lucian plus good support, they get 2v3'd if the Lucian's ahead. And it's, like, disgusting, actually. Like, I'm really afraid when my jungler ganks bot lane of ahead bot lane. I think that the power switched to the AD role, and, like, people aren't used to that. I'm not used to that, man. When I play against Lucian and solo queue right now, I'm just like, this champion's ridiculous. At least for me personally.
Yeah, I fucking love it. I mean, the thing is too, like, junglers, they're so, I mean, like, I can tell you as an AD when I played Varus and Jhin, like, they're so used to just preying on immobile ADCs. Like, if you were playing fucking Olaf, you were playing Graves or some shit, you would just run an AD down and just kill their ass every fucking, like, every waking moment. It's like, okay, I don't have any more jungle camps up, better go kill bottom lane then. Just go do something while I wait for my camps to respawn. But now, like, yeah, with Lucian, like, with more mobile ADs coming into meta and a lot more, like, aggressive type of support, like, if you try that shit now, it's just, you're gonna get your ass killed. Because jungle is just, you can't just AFK farm and then come out of the jungle 1v9. And you have to actually, like, contribute something in the early game if you want to be able to 1v9. And I'm happy with that, man, because jungle before was just, that shit, man, like, playing against it was just, it made me question how good of a player I was. I was like, damn, dude, this guy is just dominating me in the jungle. I guess he's just that much better of a player. Like, damn, I guess I just don't know how to play AD. He's coming out of the jungle. Level 9, I'm like a level 6 Lucian. Ah, shit, he killed me. Damn, man, that sucks. or I'm level 6 Jhin. I don't have a fucking escape, so yeah, I'm happy with what happened to the jungle. Hopefully they don't. I mean, do you guys think that jungle needs to be changed a little bit, or are you happy with it?
I think it's fine right now, honestly. Like, I don't really see the issue. Like, I'd be okay with, like, some small buffs. Like, maybe, like, buffs to junglers that aren't in the meta, like, change it up a little bit. But I think, like, on the whole, the role's, like, fine right now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I just think it's, like... I talked a little bit about this before. I think Bork is busted. Like, actually, the item itself is too good. I don't think you should be building Bork on every AD in the game first and be like, it being like a good buy for you. And that's where a lot of the AD early power comes from. I think that if Bork got nerfed and on the same end, Ninja Tabby got nerfed, the game would be in a better spot for everyone. And I'm hoping rather than like specific jungle changes, like I would also like to see buffs to junglers so they can actually jungle and not like get beat up. But I'm hoping that like that happens and then like Bork and Tabby get nerfed. And then I'd like to see the state of the game at that point.
You really think Bork's that broken, though? I feel like Bork isn't that broken. I mean, it might be broken because I know that they're planning like a tank rework or whatever. When that shit comes through, and if Bork's still the same way it is, like that shit, because they're pretty much making it so you either get armor or you get health. So you're gonna fucking get absolutely obliterated by like anything that does damage because there's no way you buy enough items to survive it. So I think if that comes through and Bork isn't nerfed, it might be a problem, but I feel like it's the only way ADs right now can like actually kill tank. Because I mean, if you want them to build crit, they're fucking useless, and if you want them to build pen, that shit's all garbage now. So
yeah, but it was like it used to be that if they wanted to build for early game, like mid game items, like they go Yomu's, right, which isn't good against tanks, but allows them to pressure during the laning and the mid game. I think that's a fine trade off. I think Bork, there isn't a trade off. You build the item. And you get everything you want. You can kill tanks. It does good damage to the squishies. You can kite assassins. You can't get poked out of lane. Like it's good for laning because you get the early vamp. And so I think it does too much at the moment. And I think I just find it weird when Caitlyn starts buying it. Like that's like I'm like okay with at some point I'm like we should buy it. All right, Ash buy it. Okay. Caitlyn's are buying it. I'm just like oh. That feels bad. I look at that, it looks bad, it feels bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be fine with a Bork nerf once like the tank itemization changes come through. If it's how I imagine it to be, then I could understand if they nerf Bork, but I think that it's fine the way it is now. I have no complaints, but maybe my opinion's fucking skewed because I play AD. What do you think, Eric? You think Bork is broken?
I mean, I think it's really good, but at the same time, Ninja Tabby are also probably like way up there as far as broken items go. So I think if they nerf one, they nerf the other. But right now, I don't think it's too much of an issue.
Yeah, like I've never played against someone with a Bork and been like, wow, dude, he's just too fucking crazy. He's got Bork. It's like, wow, he's got a lead on me and he killed me. Okay, well, good job, dude. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Let's go to the next topic. Next topic, what's the most important quality of a top laner? I'll start out. I think for me, I feel like if I had like a dream team top laner, what would be the quality that I look for in him? I'd want someone that can communicate effectively because if you can make a TP play happen, like TP plays are like fucking game changers. If you can be like, I want a TP right now or I'm going to want a TP after I push this wave in a minute or some shit like that. If you can coordinate that kind of stuff, I like you as a top laner. I wouldn't want a top laner that can just like, I'm winning my lane, me win lane, me smash, me keep going. Like, that kind of shit's worthless for me. I want someone that can, like, communicate effectively, even if it comes at the cost of him not being a fucking god laner.
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree with you. Communication's definitely, like, way up there as far as, like, things you need to do as a top laner. Because if you can't communicate with your team, like, it doesn't matter how hard you smash lane. If the other top laner is just TPing on your bot lane over and over again, you're probably going to lose the game. So, like, communication's probably number one. Like, I don't know if winning lane is super important. You just have to be able to not get crushed and have pressure. So if you're always under tower, like, that's obviously not good. But if you can just go even in most lanes, you can probably do okay as a top laner. Just good map sense too, because you're on your own top lane, you're super gankable, so you just have to be pretty aware of where the jungler is. That's like the three things, I think.
Alright, fair enough.
Okay. But I have a question, a little bit different from this patch. It's like other top lane players, very popular ones, especially players like the Shinchin claim that it's the jungler's responsibility to help out top lane sometimes, maybe like all the times for him. How much do you feel like your role is affected by the jungle position? Like, I'm just curious, because mid lane at the moment, I feel like mid lane is almost at the point where you TP2. Like, because mid lane is the most important lane to get control of, to be able to pressure like the rest of the map. What does it feel like for top lane?
It really depends. It depends on the kind of matchup you have. If you have like Rumble into a tank, jungle pressure isn't that important because you should just be pushing them, and if you're pushing, then you can like always have good vision, so you shouldn't be ganked. So, but if you're playing like carry versus carry, like in relegations, it was a lot of Camille versus like Renekton and Fizz and whatever, then the jungler is like super important to your lane because like those champions can just jump on you from like a mile away and just start fighting you, even if you're doing okay, and then if the jungler's there, you're just dead usually. So it can change a lot. I don't think it's quite as much as mid lane, because a lot of the time, like one team will play around top lane, the other team will play around like bot lane. So then it's kind of like a mismatch, and then you can usually survive a 1v2 top lane as long as you're not behind. Like if you're going even or you're winning your lane, you're probably okay. You might have to give up your tower, but you should be getting something on the other side of the map. So I don't think it's too terrible, but the jungle definitely changes a lot.
Yeah. Oh, and to answer the question, I just like top laners to know how to TP. Like, I'm with both of you guys. Communication is super important. But in solo queue, you can't really communicate that well. So it's like top lane, I just want them to know how to TP. Like, the ability to teleport at good timings is something that's like a necessary.
Every time I see a fucking top laner TP back to their turret, they like do like a fucking shove it into their tower. The wave's not even there. I'm just gonna TP back to lane now. It's like I just get TP'd on. I get fucking killed. They take my tower at like 8 minutes. It's just like, and then they'll have the. I told you they had TP up. Why didn't you just go to the second turret? It's like, yeah, you fucking got me, dude. Yep. That kind of shit just, as a bottom laner, it's just the most fucking infuriating thing, because it's not as bad as it was, but sometimes you can get just so absolutely fucked if your top laner doesn't know how to actually use his TP effectively. So, yeah, TPing, that, you gotta know how to do that shit, without a doubt. So, let's go on. We're gonna do a quick little question and answer segment. Eric, you ever done a question and answer segment before?
I don't think so.
Alright, so let me give you a quick little rundown. So they're gonna throw questions at us, and then we're gonna answer them. So we're gonna just start it off. We're gonna start it off right here. Valerian wants to know, this one's directed at you, Eric. How do you play and trade top lane? It feels like it is much more different compared to other roles. It's too snowbally. A while ago, Cutie dumpstered Nautilus. How do you know when to go in and when to not? Also, tell us about creating advantages using TP, backing after freezing the minion, making your opponent behind.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's an essay
like
for
5
you,
questions.
dude.
Yeah.
He's giving you a whole lot to think about.
Okay, I guess I'll start at the beginning. As far as trading goes, you're just playing around cooldowns. Usually you're like melee versus melee. So the super simple way to explain it is if you have cooldowns, you walk up, and then when you don't have cooldowns, you don't walk up, and you like maybe give up a couple CS. That's gonna give you really good trading, but you might give up a little too much. Like, to get better after that, it's just keeping track of enemy cooldowns. So if like your Q's coming up in 5 seconds and his is coming up in 10, then you can like keep hitting him because you'll win the trade as soon as your Q comes back up. It's just stuff like that. Creep wave is really important. Just like how you're gonna push it. Like when you push it in, you can always roam and do something, but if you freeze it, you just like fuck them over. So knowing when to do that's important. You can usually use your first TP to lane as a general rule, like around like level 4 or 5, and that's okay. But after that, you want to save it for your team. And am I missing anything?
No, you got everything. Dude,
Yeah.
you nailed it.
We're done with the Q&A now, man. That's it.
Yeah, good shit on that one. That was impressive. Alright, let's go. My man, the true Cucklord wants to know, why don't most LCS players go to Korea to grind and Challenger during the off season? I'd imagine if they did, they would come back with so much. So we can all get in on this. Whew, Zoom touch, dude. Thank you. So I would say, like, off season, so this one's gonna be pretty crazy, but off season's like when you're taking the season off. So like most players don't want to like immediately after grinding for like fucking 10 hours a day, every single day. Alright, let's fly over to fucking Korea and let's play some fucking solo queue all day. Like most people just want to actually relax and have like somewhat of a life. So that would be my guess. Now I'm not 100% sure, but that's my guess. Eric, what do you think about that?
We're talking like just a player going in the off season on his own, just solo queue spamming.
Yeah.
It can be good if you just really like have nothing else to do. You can like practice really hard, and then you're in Korea, you're playing in a different solo queue, so you're really motivated. Even if you're in like Master and you're playing against players that are like not considered good in Korea, but they're like Master tier, like kind of have the same thing in NA, like you don't really know that, so you're going to try your hardest every game regardless, and you're not really going to flame, so it's good for that. What's not so good is, like it costs a lot of money, obviously, and then second, if you go to Korea and you're spamming solo queue, and like solo queue can, like, you go up and you go down, like across the season, it just kind of happens. If you go to Korea on your own, you boot camp, and you end up like hard stuck, like D3 or something, like that's got to kill your confidence. So it's probably not popular for those reasons, and then also people just want to break in the off season too.
Yeah, like for me, it just feels like it's a serious money concern. You know, it's a large investment. I'm gonna go to this foreign area. How am I gonna deal with all this? How do I feed myself? Where do I stay? Like, what do I do when I'm there? I play solo queue like every single day. And what's it going to cost me? The trip's going to cost me like a couple $1,000s. That's not like free money for challenger players. I think that it's possible. It could be good, but usually it's best to go there with like a goal in mind. Like you go with other people to play together, or you have someone like look at your games with you. Just going to play solo queue is something that's like, I feel like relatively hard to do, like, especially just as like one person.
Alright. My man, let me see. Let's choose a juicy one. Blacklight wants to know, at Eric, you said you've been playing for 2 to 3 seasons and made it this far. What do you think new players should focus on to catch up with pros in efficient time?
I mean, I think League's a really good game for improving because it's super obvious what you're doing wrong usually. Easiest way to improve is always going to be, like, first, get down the basics. So, like, CSing. If you can't CS well and you're actually trying to improve, like, this is the advice everyone gives. It's like, go into a custom game and practice your farming. Now, like, I don't know many people that actually do that, but that's always the advice everyone gives, and it will work, but you have to actually, like, want to improve to do that. So that's number one. Number 2 is getting some kind of replay system. Like, Plays TV is really good. That's what I use. And then just, like, go over your replays either alone or with, like, someone better than you is always helpful if you can have that. And then just watch a lot of pro games and see what you can get. If you're at the point where if you watch LCS, you don't quite understand, like, why everyone's doing things, like, don't watch it to be a spectator and just try to watch it to learn. It's, like, fairly different. So I think that's it.
Alright, fair enough. Fantastic question from Dasses. Question for the guest. In your opinion, which ADC is more skilled in the time-honored art of League of Legends, Doublelift or I'm a Cutie Pie?
I think I've got to go with I'm a Cutie Pie.
Excellent choice right there, my friend. You don't even need an explanation. It speaks for itself, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good fucking answer right there.
All right.
Let me see. We'll go with Minion wants to know, how many years do you think League of Legends has left in it, and what do you think you'll do if a new MOBA / new competitive arena game takes the top spot? I mean, for how many years do I think League has left it? I feel like League has a lot of years left in it. Like, I don't know. I feel like it could definitely go for like 5+ years. I don't see why not. I don't see what could possibly. The only thing that maybe could slow it down is like, I mean, honestly, Heroes of the Storm, but like realistically, that's the only thing I could see standing in its way. So I think it could go for a pretty long time. What do you guys think?
I think 5 years, at least. Yeah. I don't know. I think League has like a long time left on it. And if another game pops up, you know, it's not a big deal. Like, I don't think League will, what doesn't happen is League dies instantly, overnight, and another game pops up and it's like, named League Killer, and everyone just starts playing League Killer, right? It'll like slowly, like the player base falls, and then usually what happens is they'll like kind of plateau at a certain area and maybe decrease a little bit at a time. And I think that will eventually happen to any game, including League. But there's no way that like another mobile would just like sneak on up and be like, that's the game you gotta play. You know, I just don't see it happening.
All right. How do you feel, Eric, about it? What do you think?
I think 5 years is probably a good guess. I mean, I'm super new to the scene, so like longer the better, you know. I want to have like a fairly long career, so that'd be good.
All right. Tunk Arilmiz, my apologies if I butchered your name, wants to know, at Eric, according to you, what do you need to improve to become an LCS player?
Ooh. So like for myself?
Yeah.
What's stopping me from being an LCS player?
Aside from your team.
Shit, you can't think of an answer.
Yeah, that was his answer. Damn.
I think just more experience, honestly, because it's a totally different game when you're on stage than when you're playing in your basement. So I just think the more experience I get in the competitive scene, the closer I'll get. Like, I think I can improve on everything. Like, laning can get better, communication can get better, team fighting can get better, like, TVs can get better. So it's just kind of like a general growth thing. And I think just playing more is going to be the best way to do it.
All right. Is there anything you feel like you excel at?
I think my strong point would definitely be my laning right now. And my weak point, like, at the start of the split, it was definitely TPs, but I think I've gotten a lot better at that. So probably just like a mixture of communication and team fighting, maybe.
Okay, fair enough. Let me see. So, Curious wants to know, how do pro players even get into playing in large competitions or teams? I have aspirations to become pro, but I'm not really sure what the process is of doing it. Since you guys have a lot of experience, how did you guys go about it? So, my best advice, get to like top 50 challenger and be good, and you will join a team. Like, being top 50 challenger isn't enough. You also need to be good, because you can be good and get to challenger, but being challenger doesn't make you good. Like, a lot of people I see get to challenger and it's just like, damn, this shit doesn't mean anything anymore. Fuck. So like, You gotta get to top 50 and be good, and I think that, like, if you're looking to go pro or like be semi-serious, then you should be. You're set there. What do you think, though, guys?
I think get good's pretty good advice. Apart from that, I think just like focusing on a small number of champions. So you play like 3 in your role, and that's all you're going to play. Just play like 3 good champions. and climb using those, and don't really try to branch out too much, in my opinion, and just have like a couple champions for your off roles too. But I think the smaller you focus in on like your champions, then you don't have to worry about your micro as much, and you can worry more about like actually learning the game and just get high ranked, and you'll get noticed.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy, man. You just got, it's not like the olden days where it was like, the ladder was like up there and you just got random people. I literally remember how we got Void Boy. When I made my first team, before Kitty was even on my team, I made like a team for an online LAN back in season 1. I was just like, someone contacted me. We played together a little bit. He was just like, would you like to be on a team with this guy? Void Boy. I'm like, I've never heard of him before. What does he do? He's just a friend I play with him. Yeah, sure, dude. I'll join the team. Like, it's gotten a lot better from that. Now, if you want to get noticed, just be at the top of the ladder. Like, literally, because whenever anyone else asks, like, okay, I want to recruit people for my team, they're going to go through, okay, the people they think they're already really good, and usually those are, like, taken. They're signed, they're contracted, they got problems, you know, and they can't get them. And then right after that, they think of, who can I get that's a free agent? And usually, legit, they walk down the challenger ladder. All right, what's the top player on the challenger ladder? Oh, going down. Licorice, dude. I gotta get this guy. And then, yeah. If you're too far down the list, they're not gonna be able to find you.
Yeah. And I definitely agree with what Licorice says about focusing on as few champions as possible, because when you focus on, like, if you're trying to learn 10 champions, you stop, like, the only thing you think about is, like, how does my Q work? How do I use my combos effectively? How do I do this kind of shit? But if you say, like, only play Lucian, the only thing you think about is, like, okay, I do this much damage. Is it enough to kill this champion? Okay, I know how this lane's gonna go because I've played it like 50 times. Should I go and like rotate out after this shit? I can push him in all the time. Can I go and like do something off of that? Like, it allows you to stop thinking about like just your champion itself and start thinking about like big picture things, because that's really what stops a lot of players from like reaching that next level, is they don't see big picture things. They only see like, I need to win my lane. I need to do this shit. I need to like do all this worthless shit, but they never see like the bigger picture. So definitely, the less champions you play, the better it is for you. And on top of that, play meta shit. Don't fucking play like Lux middle if you want to try to go fucking pro, because that shit's not happening. Or is it happening, Scar? What do you think of Lux?
She's fun.
But is she good though?
No. But as you said that, I think to myself, my last stream I played a couple of games of Lux mid into like Vagar mid every game. I'm not trying to go pro though, so I'm okay. But yeah, if you're trying to go pro, probably picking like the really low tier champions, not optimal. Would go with that.
Yeah, definitely not optimal. I can agree with that one. So let's go with, we're gonna do one more question. So I wanna pick a big old juicy one. Let's go with Rebo. Rebo wants to know, this is a decent one. Eric, what's your top lane tier list for all the aspiring top laners talking about champions?
I think right now at the top would be Fizz and Rumble. Would be like S+ here as far. Are we talking like solo queue? Or just like in general, or
just in
whatever
general.
I want?
Yeah.
Okay. In general, Fizz and Rumble I think are like the two best champions. That'd be like your S tier, and then A tier you're gonna have Shen, Nautilus, Renekton. I haven't played Camille since he got nerfed. I don't know if it's still playable. It used to be like right up there. Might not be anymore. I feel like I'm missing something, but I can't think of it right now. So that'd be your A tier, and then below that, you got the rest of the tanks. Like, any tank you want to play is always going to be playable. And Fiora. Fiora's always good.
Alright, if you guys
But what about Warwick?
Yeah, what about Warwick, dude?
Ooh, I haven't tried it. I've played against it, and I've had pretty mixed results. Like, some games, the Warwick will just fall over and die repeatedly. And then other games, I won't kill him early, and then he'll just be, like, an unstoppable force, and no one can kill him ever. Oh, also Galio's up there for sure.
Oh,
Right now.
okay.
Oh yeah,
That's what I
Galio's
missed.
good as fuck. I can respect that list. That's if you're an aspiring top laner, dude. There you go, man. There's the champions you need to be picking out of there. Definitely can respect the Galio. That champion is fucking annoying. I hate that shit. So that's gonna conclude the question and answer, though, ladies and gentlemen, and that's gonna conclude Beyond the Rift. Thank you to my friend for joining us on our reschedule, Eric. My friend, if they want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
I'm on Twitch. I'm gonna start streaming again. Twitch TV Licorice lol, and then my Twitter is the same handle. So follow me there if you're interested.
Xayah, the same to you. Where can they find you?
I'm on Twitch and Twitter. You follow me at Scar to find all my other social stuff. I just moved, so like I'm sorry. I'm using my webcam mic at the moment, and it's terrible. I apologize, and I'm also blue, so I also apologize for that.
Hey, it's all good.
Tomorrow I'll have my setup all set up in my room over that way. But yeah, I'll start streaming again tomorrow. But this is like my big moving day, and just moving it is such a pain in the ass. I'll be so happy when this day is over.
Hey,
But I'll see you guys there tomorrow.
And you guys know where to find me. I'm a cutie pie already here. Definitely tune in next Beyond the Rift this Thursday. Do not miss out on it because we're going to be back to our regularly scheduled Beyond the Rift segment. So see you next Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a wonderful day.